Well, Broncos Country, it was a preseason game, and it was fun. Not everything was perfect, but that's what preseason's all about. The Denver Broncos pulled out the win, and it was a very, very convincing win. We are very excited, and this is the Buck Your Feelings post-game show here on the Orange and Blue Network. Let's go! What's up, Broncos Country, and how you doing, Orange and Blue crew? I am Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking, and I am joined tonight by Bronco Rob for this Buck Your Feelings post-game show, post-Week 1 preseason, where the Denver Broncos have just not ooked, but stomped the San Francisco 49ers 30-9. It's a win, and the Broncos have got it. It's time to celebrate, Rob. Here we go.
I don't know why, but that just reminds me of like a baseball game.
Yeah, maybe. See, I just see I look at the screen at myself and I see a Viking dancing to like some kind of like club, I don't even know what you call that. But
hey, at least it's not techno, okay?
Hey, what's wrong? Hey, don't you dare.
Ain't nobody listen to techno.
Hey, I listened to techno, okay? And I am unashamed about it. And speaking of unashamed, the Denver Broncos, while there were some little rusty areas for pretty much the whole team, let's just be honest.
It was a rough start.
They had nothing to be ashamed about, to be honest. It's the first preseason game. This is the time you want to be seeing those mistakes, and they still managed to not just destroy the San Francisco 49ers. So who are in the top 10 right now on odds alongside the Broncos for the Super Bowl this year. So again, I get it. The rust. There was moments that everybody was like, "Oh, come on, really?" But for the most part, it was what you'd expect from preseason game 1, in my opinion.
Yeah, like we were talking about before the stream started. It was definitely a rough start. Bo Nix was a little disappointing, especially throwing the ball out of the end zone for a safety. I feel like our starters didn't start fast. They looked kind of sluggish, but like you said, it's rust. It's the first preseason game. But hey, a win is a win, whether it's by a point or 30 points or 21 points at give or take. Math is not my strong suit. But hey, the Broncos are back on the field. We got football again. So, it is what it is. It's time to go back, watch the film, figure out their mistakes. I'm talking to you, Bo Nix. And, but it's all good. Bo is still my boy.
Yeah. No, excuse me. Lots of yelling at my TV tonight.
I can only imagine, Johnny.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah. My kids kept popping in and being like, Dad, are you okay? I'm like, yes, but they're not, anyway. But I am a very loud individual in general. I am a very loud person.
Yes, you are.
But I think that suits me well doing what we do here.
Absolutely.
Anyway, no, to your point, I think kind of what I honestly can think what happened with our first team starters was that I think they kind of walked into this knowing that none of San Francisco starters were going to be on the field. And they kind of took that for granted. They kind of got ahead of themselves thinking, pulling that whole thing that the cardinal sin of football, which is underestimate your opponent, right? And I think that's kind of what happened there was that they walked out there a little bit too big for their britches before they even started, and then they got smacked in the mouth. It's not a mistake. It's not a mistake I expect them to repeat in the preseason or otherwise. It's a wake-up call. And I guarantee you that Sean Payton is saying and screaming the same thing at them in the locker room during halftime and probably right freaking now, to be honest with you. I think that's what I think happened. But what do you think? Like, do you think that could have had an effect on and the result of what we saw from our first teamers?
Yeah, because, all week, we heard, the Denver offense, basically stomped the 49er defense in the joint practice and how well everything was going. And it's just one of those things that if you play every game, like every opponent is going to beat the crap out of you, I feel like you get better results. But if you go out there thinking, you're too hot to trot, so to speak, I'm trying to watch my language. But you're too hot to trot. You go out there thinking you're better than you are. That's when mistakes happen. And
that's exactly right. Yeah.
And this game proved it. We started off 9-0 there in the beginning, and it was just sitting there shaking my head. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Denver's going to be a second half team, and it kind of was a second half team, but
it was a second quarter on team today.
Yeah, and then you have Karen who said, I thought Stidham proved that he could back up Bo. Very good point. And
that would be my mama. We'll pull up her comment here.
Hi, Mama Baki.
My mama, my tiny mama. She's so adorable. I love my mother so much. She's itty bitty. To give you perspective on how on my home life growing up, my father is a 6'2" former basketball player. My mother is 4'11" and adorable, and I love her with all my heart. Sorry, Mom, I gave up your secret. Although it's not much of a secret. Anybody who knows you knows that they're like, Karen, Carrot. Oh, hi, you're okay. I'm kidding. I love you, Mom. And she said, I thought Stidham proved he can back up Bo. Yeah, absolutely, Ma. He did. And we knew that. We knew that he could. I mean, he proved that last season when there was a full-on competition between him and Bo for the starting position. But, I mean, obviously what we saw from Stidham tonight is that he is still a very competent and very capable backup quarterback. I feel like if Bo was to go out of a game and you put in Jarrett, you stand a better than average chance of being able to continue to roll it back with Bo off the field. Knock on wood, that's not going to happen. But, I mean, are you in agreement on that one, Rob?
Oh, 100%. One of our cohorts in our group chat called Stedham Steady Stedham,
Yeah.
and that's exactly right. I mean, barring an injury, you want somebody to be able to go in there and manage the game and not make foolish plays or give up, foolish, interceptions like the 49ers did tonight.
Oh,
Denver's defense had 3 picks, technically 4 if one would have counted, but again, it's the first preseason game. Everybody's out there, rusty, trying to shake it off. A lot of the big players for the 49ers didn't play. We had some of our big players not playing for injury reasons. But I think Denver's defense controlled the tempo of the game, to be quite honest with you. With the exception of that one pass to the left side where the guy just miraculously came down with it and took off for a touchdown. So,
are you talking about the opening drive for the
yes.
for the Niners? Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. And I honestly think 9 times out of 10 he wouldn't have been able to catch that if I'm being honest. But he did, and he got it, and okay, they got 9 points. That's the only points. That is the only points that the Niners actually scored in this game. Because they had the only other points that they got were off of Bo Nix not having good spatial awareness. That's it. That's the only points they got was on that drive.
And I think you and I both can agree that Bo was probably on the sideline kicking himself in the butt, along with Sean Payton going, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing, if there's one thing we can say for sure about Bo Nix, it's that he is incredibly, incredibly studious. 1. And 2, he is very hypercritical of himself. I mean, you hear that from everyone around him that, that his film study, his paper study, all of it is immaculate. And that, and he does not, and he holds himself to a standard high, far and away and above what anybody else holds him to. And that's Bo, and that's what he's going to do. He's pissed. And here's the thing. If you really look at that pass that got called for intentional grounding out of the end zone, he had like half his foot in the end zone. It's not like he was like all the way in between the line. What's it called?
The back end of the end zone and the goal line?
Back in the front, whatever you want. Yeah, the goal line. Thank you. The goal line and the field goal. He was half his foot was touching the end zone. So, I'm sure in that situation, he thought he had, a couple of inches to spare and just was off a little bit. It sucks and it's stupid, and we'll get back to it here in a second, but we got to get the dirty laundry, or we got to get the housekeeping out of the way. Guys, thank you again for joining us tonight. I know it's late. That's why I've got the lights dimmed tonight, because it's Book Your Feelings After Dark. Anyway, no, I know that it's late, and we appreciate all of you who are sticking around this late at night to join us on this post-game show to talk about it and buck our feelings. If you haven't already, or this is your first time ever, please make sure that you go and like, subscribe, share, comment on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I'm sorry, I called it Twitter. X. My bad. Also, make sure you check out the audio version of our podcast on all your favorite platforms, be it Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on all of them. Make sure that you ding that little notification bell when you subscribe to Orange and Blue Network on YouTube, because we have a lot of awesome content in our lineup. We have Orange and Blue Blitz Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11. Broncos Bros on Monday at 7 p.m. You got my show, the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast, Tuesdays at 6. You got Broncos Talk on Wednesdays. You got Viva los Broncos for the Spanish speakers on Friday. When there's breaking news, we have the Fresh Squeeze. That's why you want to ding the notification bell, because you want to be able to know that that it started. And then, of course, the Get Bucked Game Day show 1 hour before every game, and the Buck Your Feelings post-game show, where you are right now, right after every game. So make sure that when you subscribe, you ding that little notification bell. You don't want to miss any of that. And, when you subscribe, I'm telling you, subscribe on YouTube. And here's why. We are just north of 370 subscribers right now on YouTube. We were at a couple of other places before this channel. And unfortunately, we had to start over from scratch. And as a result, we're still trying to rebuild. At 370 right now, when we reach 539 subscribers, we are giving away an authentic orange Bo Nix jersey to someone who to someone from our subscriber list. We're going to do a drawing. We're going to do it live so that everyone can see that I put everybody's name in the hat and somebody's name got pulled. So make sure that you like and subscribe. That way your name is, there's an option for you to win that jersey. And make sure you share this. Tell your friends, follow, subscribe to Orange and Blue Network. That way they have a chance to win as well. And it helps to build us to that 539. So please make sure that happens. Help us out, Broncos Country. Also, got to show just a little love real quick to the sponsor of tonight's show. And that, of course, is Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. You can see the link in the bio below, Dubby.gg. Dubby is amazing stuff. Comes in a ton of amazing flavors, including this brand new one, this s'mores that apparently you now mix with milk to get your energy. Woo! That's
I might
great.
have to try that one.
I'm intrigued. I love my Dubby, but the idea of putting milk in my Dubby, it's a weird thing. But anyway, you can see as it scrolls by, there is a ton of delicious flavors. Dubby has the caffeine that you need to kick you in the butt and get you started in your day, keep going through your day, and end your day without the jitters or the crash at the end. Why? Because Dubby has no calories. It also has no sugar or maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial colors. It's as natural as it can be. It's 100% B vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics that help keep you sharp through your day. And the caffeine in Dubby is derived directly from the coffee fruit. So it is as good for you as it can be while still helping you stay awake. It's good stuff. It's great stuff. And I want you to go get it. I want you to go get it right now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to toss you 10% off. How am I going to do that? Well, you punch in code NRWOB10. NRWOB10 at the checkout will get you 10% off your order. Guys, go on over to Dubby. Get yourself the dub the same way the Denver Broncos just got the dub tonight. You see it up there in green right above my head. It feels good. I love it. All right, guys. So let's get back to it now. What do you say? All right. So the Broncos tonight. Oh, my hammer just hit me in the head. What is a Viking without his hammer? Anyway. All right. Hey, I put a lot of work into that hammer. Okay.
I know. I believe it.
All right. So guys, let's talk Broncos now. Let's talk the game. Obviously, first team had their struggles, but the second team and the third team, they got shit done. I had to throw in that one right there. There it is. They got shit done. I would love to point out that this entire game, except was against San Francisco second stringers. I was thinking about this. It was against backups. The whole thing. And while yes, that does not, is not the greatest look on our starters for the struggles that they had, the fact that they could go up 9-0 over us, and then our second and third stringers could hold them to that 9 points the rest of the game and go up 30 unanswered points. Both of our teams are considered Super Bowl contenders for this next season. For us to do that to a fellow currently ranked Super Bowl contender, to be able with our backups to go up against their backups and keep and hold them to 9 points and not let them score after that initial 9 points, that's impressive as hell. And that just shows the caliber of this roster. Robbie, where you at?
Sorry.
It's like I get it. You were the wheel.
No, I thought you were still going there for a second.
No, I'm done. Done with that. Yeah.
No, I like I said, I mean, in the beginning, I was sitting there cussing and swearing at the TV and thinking, here we go again. Mm-hmm. But for Denver to put in their second and third stringers and be able to have 30 unanswered points, definitely shows the character of the team. But also, it gives us a little bit of hope that the first string will be able to match that rhythm and match that determination. Because, let's face it, when we get into the regular season, we're going to be going up against some tough freaking teams. I'm trying to watch my language. And so if our first string can get on that same page as what we saw tonight from our backups, I think Denver is definitely going to be a contender this year.
And I think that they will. I have no doubt that they will. Sean Payton's going to hold them to that kind of standard, and if they want to stay here, they're going to have to meet it. One. And two, Bo himself is going to hold himself and his teammates to that standard. Just plain and simple. And I think it was, like I said, I think it was rust. I think it's just rust that's got to get shaken off. We're going to see a lot more of our first stringers next week against the Arizona Cardinals in Denver. Because it's game 2 of the preseason, and since they removed the fourth preseason game from the schedule a few years ago, where the third game used to be the dress rehearsal for the season, now it is game 2. So you're going to see a heck of a lot more of our starters playing next week, and I guarantee you they shook a lot of cobwebs off tonight. They dipped themselves in some Coca-Cola to get that rust off. And now, and they're going to come out there, and they're going to look a lot more like the Broncos we know. I fully and completely believe that. Don't know if you're in agreement, but that's where I'm at.
No, I definitely am in agreement with you. I definitely like how the defense, showed up again as usual. And to kind of piggyback off of a comment from our good friend Bronco Libre, Benito definitely needs to be paid.
Yeah.
He needs to be the next guy up with a contract because we can't lose him. I mean, just year in and year out, that dude shows up and he's a baller and he plays. He was beating the 49ers offensive line off of that
constantly.
Corner. I mean, before even the lineman was able to get up, he was already around the corner. And
think about this: Nick Bonito was on the field just like the rest of our starters for only 2 series, and he almost had a QB sack hat trick.
Absolutely,
he almost had 3. He got 2. He got 2 in 2 series, and he almost got a third. It was so close. I mean, that's Nick Bonito's unbelievable. Everybody who's been sitting here going, what do you think about trading, for Micah Parsons instead of Nick Bonito? No, I love Nick Bonito, and I'm happy with Nick Bonito, and just keep him here. Gotta pop in our buddy there, Shy Vargas, who helped us get hyped for the game during the Get Bucked Game Day show today on his segment, Get Shiped. Said, how about them Broncos? Yes, buddy. How about them Broncos? Nate Gaylord, new name to us here, coming in from Facebook saying, hell yeah, Denver Broncos won. Let's go. And if you're watching over on Facebook, please take just a second to jump on over to YouTube and subscribe. Just do it right now. That's your thing. That is your task. All right. And then we Nate Gaylord also came back in saying, just sucks I couldn't watch the game. I was stuck at work. Damn. I'm sorry, bro. That sucks. You can catch the highlights on YouTube, I'm sure, soon. YouTube TV, I know if you have YouTube TV, NFL Network will be playing the full game as a replay at 11 p.m. my time, so it's Central Time, so 10 p.m. Mountain. So you might be able to catch some of it there like that. Tracy Downing, another one on Facebook, saying Broncos win. Yes, even in preseason. A win's a win, baby. A win is a win, and that means that I have to hit this.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
There you go.
By 1 point or by 30, a win is a win.
By 1 point, by 30, preseason, regular season, postseason, Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. A win's a win. A dub's a dub, and we feel good about it. I can tell you right now, I love seeing the green above my head as opposed to the red L. So it's very nice to do that.
And we've been in many positions where we've seen the red L.
Yes, and just so you know, I have literally made a winning and losing, graphic of that for every single NFL team. So there, I took the time to make 62 of those, so that those are always ready for any team that we play. Ugh, that was a fun day. Shy Vargas saying Bo Nix needs to do better, and you know what, Shy, he will. That's all I need to say. He will.
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, they put out a video on YouTube of the training that Bo has been doing in the off season, and just that video alone got me excited for what's to come this year.
Yeah.
Did Bo make one crucial mistake tonight? Yeah, it cost us 2 points, but it's better to do it now than in the regular season when it actually counts. Especially,
That's what I was about to say.
Especially, it's better to do it now against a team that doesn't matter versus a team that matters in the regular season. I think Sean Payton is definitely going to, go over the game plan and the film with the guys. And there's definitely a lot of things that we can correct and do better. But again, it's a preseason. It was basically our second and third stringers in. After the second quarter, so just midway second quarter.
Two, it might have been three. Did they do three for the starters? 3 series?
I think so, but
I think they got 3.
But regardless, there's things that we can correct and we can get better at. Nobody is perfect, and I think Bo understands that, and he definitely understands that of himself. And like you were saying before, he holds himself to a higher, expectation. And as Broncos Country does for the Broncos in general, we hold them to a higher expectation as well. So looking at it, it wasn't a super impressive win. It was a good win. But again, we're gonna go back, watch the film, and Denver's gonna come back stronger every game. I can guarantee it.
I am the smartest man alive.
Well, thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome. I meant me, but it's okay. No, and the thing is, I disagree. I think even preseason, that was a very, very impressive win. Like I said, it was, except for those first 3. Those first 3 series where we let them score on us in one series, and Bo, had a brain fart and made a mistake that got them 2 more points. Beyond that, our our backups went toe to toe with their backups and destroyed them 30-9. By any NFL reckoning, that is a blowout.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's 21 points. That's by 20 points. That is a blowout game. And regardless of whether or not it was our starters or our backups, that is an impressive win, even in the preseason.
Yeah, and it definitely is. Let's just hope that we continue to see wins like that with a little more emphasis from our offense from the first stringers versus our second stringers.
Challenge accepted.
You know what? There is one thing watching that game that I'm a little concerned with is the offensive line again. And I don't want to be that negative Nancy all the time, but just watching some of the pressure that like Bo was under, and even Stidham was under, I'm just sitting here going, please let us not do the shuffling of the offensive line where we have 17 different lineups throughout the year.
Yeah. Well, why don't we pick up the offensive line on the back end, and let's go ahead and do our segment here on the show tonight. Hang on, we got another thing in here. Oh, we have a few more comments. I'll hit those. We'll do our segment, and then we'll pick up back on the offensive line a little bit because there's a few I want to actually discuss. Damian Cole says, I'm a diehard Raiders fan. Hey, Damian, welcome to the Orange and Blue crew, first of all, because you commented on the show. And that's fine. We have lots and lots of Raider fans, believe it or not, that watch our show. And multiple fans of multiple teams. So everyone's welcome. We love the Discord. He says, I have the logo tatted on me, but I'm also realistic. I feel the Chiefs will win the division. Broncos second, may make the playoffs as a wild card, and Chargers Raiders are third or fourth. Hey, it's possible, but I do think that if there is a team in the AFC West that can dethrone the Chiefs, it would be the Broncos because we came damn near close to doing it, to beating them twice last year. We were literally a last-second kickoff or last-second field goal kick block away from beating the Chiefs. Twice.
You're gonna give me PTSD with that.
Flashback. I have PTSD. It's no laughing matter. But we appreciate the Discord there, Damien. Lee Bray comes back in saying Sean Payton just said that defensive lineman Matt Henningsen did in fact tear his Achilles and is out for the season. We'll have surgery when the team returns to Denver. Here's what's funny. They'll fly him back to Denver and then they'll fly him to Los Angeles to find the doctors to do the surgery because that's where they all go.
They should have just put him up in a hotel while they were in, over there to begin with. But that does suck. But I feel like Denver has enough depth on the defensive line that it shouldn't matter too much. But I wouldn't be surprised if Denver brings in a veteran lineman just to add depth there.
It's possible. Anything's possible. We still have cap space, and we still got that Walmart money, baby. And that Walmart money means you can convert so much of contracts into signing bonuses, which are payable as cash and don't count towards the cap. We got that money.
Yes, sir, we do.
I mean, let's just be honest. The Walton Penner organization made, a veteran defensive lineman's, annual salary in the last 30 seconds. So.
Very, very, very true.
They'll be
very
okay.
True.
Shy asks, what do we think about RJ Harvey? We will talk. I will answer that question after we give out some game balls, bud, because I want to delve into it. But I want to go ahead and get to game balls now. So let's get to it right here. This is Who's Got the Ball. I love the innuendo of this segment. Who's got the balls?
We got the balls.
We got the balls. All the balls. We are the balls. Anyway, be the ball. All right, guys. So this is Who's Got the Balls. It's very simple. We're just going to give out some game balls, 3 each. And we'll just kind of, pick players that we feel like won the day. They earned their, in my opinion, some of these guys earned their place on the team going forward. So, Rob, you want to start us off? Who gets your first game ball?
Yeah, so I'm going to go offensive first, and I got to give it to the boy Stidham. He had 2 touchdowns. He was 14 of 15, so he only had one incompletion for 136 yards. But also he had 3 rushes for 36 yards. So not only, did he get the job done in the passing game, but he was also our top rusher for the evening. So that's going to be my first game ball that I give out.
And that is a thought that I had. It is somewhat concerning that once again our quarterback, and I mean, it doesn't matter which quarterback, is our leading rusher of the night. And I get it. A chunk of that, he had 36 yards on that rush.
Yeah, he had 3 rushes for 36.
Now, granted, one of those rushes went for 18 yards. So literally half of his rushing yards tonight came on a single run, which was that really cool one, dude. I did not know that Jarrett Stidham could break dude's ankles like that. He put them on skates, and he just, boom, just kidding. It was impressive by him, and I completely support and get behind that game ball, my friend. I am going to go, I'm going to go offensive for my first game ball as well. And this one goes to, he's a veteran, not a rookie, not with these young bucks. He's been around a little while. He's been around in the league. This is his 5th year. So, he's been around a minute, but Trent Sherfield. Wide receiver, brought here to be special teams ace, because that's what he is. He is a special teams monster. However, tonight, what we saw from him was just an impressive showing of his ability to be, to actually play the wide receiver position. Everybody talks about his constant, his ability on special teams. But what we saw tonight is his ability as a wide receiver. I mean, he had 3 receptions for 73 yards and a touchdown. And on that touchdown, it was a beautiful toe tap. I mean, he was a millimeter away from being out of bounds, but still had the wherewithal to get his both feet down before he went out of bounds. That just shows he is not just special teams. He is a wide receiver, and he's a weapon that you can utilize on this offense as well as special teams. And that got me so excited. He caught several really impressive passes. So yeah, I've got to give it to Trent Sherfield.
And just to kind of piggyback off of that, Johnny, he only had 3 targets, but he had all 3 receptions for 73 yards.
3.
So 3 for 3, 100% catch. I agree with that 100%. He definitely earned it.
Absolutely. I got excited about it.
So my second game ball, I actually decided I'm going to change it. I'm going to give the second game ball to Nick Bonito, just because he was a force to be reckoned with from the second he was out on that field. He had at least 1 sack. I believe he had 2, and he could have had 3. But according to the stats, they only gave him credit for 1. But he's just a phenomenal ball player. He's definitely filling the role from our good boy Von Miller, who is now with the Commanders, which I still find wild. And the fact that he's wearing 24, that's a whole nother topic. But so my
24 right now, bro.
So my defensive game ball is gonna go to Nick Bonito.
Okay. I mean, I like it. He's Nick. I'm so excited about what Nick Bonito's potential. I fully believe that his his ceiling is high, and we haven't even broached what he can do. Like I said, I mean, he nearly had in just 3 defensive series on the day, he nearly had a hat trick for sacks. His get off is fast. He's bendy. He's fat and he's quick, and he just doesn't stop until he gets that quarterback. He's hungry. His favorite meal is quarterback meat. So, he's getting at it, and I love that pick. I love that game ball. My next one is actually going to go to a rookie, an undrafted rookie at that. He only had 1 tackle on the night. I'm going defensive on this one. He only had 1 tackle on the night, but from the moment he stepped on the field to the moment he stepped off, even with just 1 tackle, he was affecting the game the entire time he was on the field. And that is rookie Jaden Robinson, who is an undrafted hang on one second. He's an undrafted rookie out of Oregon State that we brought in, and he had himself a day. I don't know if there's that many rookies that are going to make this roster, besides maybe a few of our draft picks. But if nothing else, he definitely made himself a very solid statement to the coaching staff about either making the practice squad, or, as a cornerback making one of the other 31 rosters. He definitely made himself a statement to the league. Hey, I would be worth something. And I think that deserves a game ball. And so I gave it to him.
Yeah, no, I again, agree with you on that. Kind of surprised me because I didn't, really know who the hell he was. But
nobody did.
But to kind of further cement that point, again, Denver had 3 interceptions. They should have had 4. With my last game ball, I'm going to give it to a guy that has been on the team for a minute, but has always been a little questionable of whether or not he's going to stay on the team. I feel like at least the last year, if not the last two, it's been kind of a question of whether or not he's going to make that roster. But I'm going to give it to Jaquan McMillan, for having a fantastic interception. Again, thank you for the 49ers for that. We appreciate you. But I think our secondary as a whole held up pretty dang well against the 49ers, as a defensive unit. So
Yes.
that's who's going to get my third game ball is Mr. McMillan.
Oh, I mean, look, J-Mac is good, is a real good dude. And I would not be surprised if he continues to hold down the nickel position, the nickel corner position as the starter. And then Jahdae Barron will slide in as I think that it's very likely that given what we saw from him tonight, he was very good. Jahdae Barron was very good. When I was catching glimpses of him, he was where he needed to be on the field and all that. But I honestly think Jaquan McMillan will probably, at least for this next season, at least this year, continue to hold down that nickel position, and then they'll probably toss Jahdae in on dime packages. I think he'll be the dime corner.
Yeah, Jahdae Barron, he had 2 tackles tonight and 2 solo tackles. So
yeah, he's impressive. But I like that you give it to J-Mac. J-Mac, that interception he had was fantastic. Honestly, if he hadn't slid out of bounds, he likely would have had a pick 6. He would have taken that to the house. Unfortunately, his shoulder slid out of bounds. But I mean, he read that pass like a book, man, and that's what he does. That's what they all do in our secondary, it seems. So I like it. Yep, I agree with that for sure. My last one is going to be going back to the defense, and you already gave one to a pass rusher, but I'm going to give one to another pass rusher. A little bit further back on the depth chart from Nick Bonito, and that's Jonah Ellis. He had 1 tackle tonight. It was a solo tackle. I don't believe, was it a sack? I want to say it was a sack. No, it was not, but that's okay. He was harassing. Every time that I saw him, he was harassing the quarterback just constantly. And I was very happy to see that. He was, because we were even without the sexy stat that sacks are, bringing pressure on opposing quarterbacks, in my opinion, is actually just as, if not more important than getting sacks, because it causes them to make mistakes, and mistakes equal either turnovers or another lost down. And he was just constantly harassing and was where he needed to be. I loved what I saw from Jonah Ellis tonight, so I'm giving it to Jonah.
With Ellis, he did have 1 QB hit though tonight.
Yeah, he did.
So Ellis is the son of a former Bronco player as well. So it's kind of nice to see the offspring of these NFL players making a name for themselves as well. But he's got
a girlfriend and I shouldn't sing that song on the
show. But he does have some big shoes to fill, and him being from the Utah, University of Utah, I was excited to see him come to the Broncos, as I do live in Utah, and that is one of the college teams that I do root for when they're on the TV. So,
have you noticed how many Utah players are on the Broncos?
Well, I know there's Ellis, and didn't Bowles come from Utah as well?
Bowles came from Utah. Caleb Lohner is coming over from Utah. He was our 7th round draft pick, the tight end.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's like, I don't know. It's another one of those universities. The Broncos have quite a few Ohio State players, several Alabama players, several Utah players, several Oregon players. It's kind of funny. Like, it's like they have a theme, like we picked these schools.
Yeah, right. And speaking of the Oregon players, I do want to give a shout out to Troy Franklin. He did make some impressive plays this evening.
He looks a lot better than he did last season. I'll say that.
And I think that's just going to get stronger as the season, as the season progresses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it. And I'd love to give an honorable mention. These are not game balls at this point. We each gave 3. An honorable mention. I am a big fan of specialists. I'm constantly getting crap because of it, but I feel that specialists are some of the most important keys to games that are so underrated. And I've got to give an honorable mention to Will Lutz tonight. We'd heard earlier in the week during the joint practices in camp that he had shanked like 3 in a row to the right on field goals and missed. And a lot of people in Broncos country were chewing their nails like, oh God, oh no. Do we need to be watching out? But tonight he was 3 for 3 on field goals, 3 for 3 on extra points, accounting for 12 of our 30 points himself. So I got to give him that honorable mention because, earlier in the week he had some struggles, in practice. But tonight he picked himself up and pulled up himself up by his own bootstraps and did his job. So massive kudos.
In the words of Mr. Bill Belichick, shut up and do your job.
Shut up and do your job. All right. Well, that's been Who's Got the Balls. We'll be right back. Before anybody says anything, yes, I'm fully aware it says NRWOB on the football, because back when I created that video, we were still the only podcast was Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue before we were Orange and Blue Network, and I just haven't had the desire or energy to change it. Okay. All right. So we've given our game balls. Now we can go ahead and answer the question presented to us by Shy Vargas. But before we do, we got William Golden in the house on Facebook. And again, if you're on Facebook watching this, please take just a second. It'll cost you nothing to jump on over to YouTube and subscribe. Because, if you subscribe on YouTube, you will be entered into the drawing when we reach 539 subscribers for an authentic orange Bo Nix jersey. So please take just a moment and do that. But thank you, William, and welcome to the show. But now back to Shy Vargas's question. What do we think about RJ Harvey? Do you want to take this one first, Rob, or should I?
Johnny, you take it first.
I was underwhelmed. His speed is very impressive. Let's see. Tonight he had, I had it here. Dagnabbit. There we go. He had 7 carries, but for only 25 yards. And one of those was an 11-yard. So that means that out of his 6 of his carries went for less than 2 or 3 yards apiece. And that, my friends, regardless of his speed, which is massively impressive. I mean, when we saw him turn the corner early in the game and then just accelerate. I mean, that acceleration was crazy. But beyond that, all I saw tonight was shades of Javonte Williams. 2, 3 yards. The only difference between him and Javonte is that he was falling forward while Javonte would constantly get knocked backwards. That's it. And so I believe that he's going to get it figured out and start picking up bigger, better, chunks and stuff? Yeah, I do. But as of this moment, tonight, in this particular game, I was underwhelmed. What do you think?
I would have to agree with you on that. I mean, he had 2 targets out of the backfield, which he only caught 1 for 4 yards. And the thing that kind of surprised me, and actually, I forgot that this guy was on the team, but Tyler Bidet had 5 carries for 32 yards.
Yep.
And so, when I heard that name, I was like, he's still on the team? I thought we got rid of him. So
Between you, me, and the fence post, Broncos insider Mike Kliss. I mean, we all love and respect Mike Kliss. His word is almost gospel to Broncos country, is it not? And Mike Kliss has been saying for weeks that he believes Tyler Bidet is RB3.
And that wouldn't surprise me, which, definitely the thing that surprises me about that is, again, we have Audric Estime, who is trying to battle back into the roster to make one of those running back positions. I don't know if he's going to do it, to be quite honest, because I mean, we've got RJ Harvey, we've got J.K. Dobbins, we've got Tyler Bidet. We still have Blake Watson.
Blake Watson had 4 carries for 28 yards. I mean, that's an average, that's an average right there of 7 yards a carry. And, his longest was an 18-yard rush.
I'm wondering if Jaleel McLaughlin is going to make the roster.
I think Jaleel it might end up our practice squad guy. He might, because of his veteran presence. I don't think you're going to get a trade for him. Audric, boy, I'm eating crow right now. At this moment, I'm eating crow as far as Audric Estime is concerned, because on Denver Broncos media battles, just several months ago, I took on Mundungus Creevy of MHRT Network, our former partner, in a head-to-head Denver Broncos media battle on Mike Carmelini's show. And I said that I thought Audric Estime was going to have a resurgence. We were going to see the resurgence of Audric Estime, that we were going to see the guy show up that we thought we were getting when we drafted him. And what I saw tonight was literally the opposite of what I predicted. And I'm eating that crow. I'm sitting here going, he's not making the team. Like, he I don't know. He didn't look comfortable, one. And two, he just struggled. And even though they Ryan Harris on the broadcast had said, on the 9 News broadcast, had even said, and he held on to that ball when he got hit by 3 dudes on that one run that he had, that long one of his that was 5 yards, I believe. Yeah, his longest was 5. He took 3 hits pretty much simultaneously and still managed to hold on to the ball. But if you were watching in slow motion, that ball squeaked free started to squeak free, which tells me that once again, even though he didn't lose it, he didn't fumble it, it didn't pop out or anything. He still didn't have good ball security on that ball. If it was able to squeak out of his arms the way that it did. And I'm like, oh man, when Coach goes back and watches the tape and sees that slow-mo where that ball is starting to squeak loose, luckily he got his arms up and was able to pull it back in before it popped out. But when he looks at that, I think Coach is going to see exactly what he saw last season when he decided to bench him. He benched him going into the postseason game for Tyler Bidet, who had been out since week 4 of the regular season, because he fumbled another ball during the practice following the season finale against the Chiefs. And Coach was like, no, you're not dressing, not this game. And I don't know, man. I'm eating my crow when it comes to Audric Estime.
Well, only time is going to tell, and we're definitely going to have to see a large improvement over the next. We only have 3 preseason games, correct? Not 4.
Yeah, it's just 3.
So there's only 2 games left to prove to this coaching staff and prove to this fan base that you belong here.
Yeah, and here's the thing, so the first game, that's the knock off the rust game. Yeah. Second game is dress rehearsal for the regular season. You see a lot more of your starters. they go out there and they start to actually do things a little bit more at a faster pace, blah, blah, blah. Third game is the, don't fire me coach game for everybody who isn't already a bona fide starter on the team. That's what game 3 is of the preseason. So, he's got 2 chances left. And, Broncos World Order coming in who, this is a Facebook group where we're broadcasting live on that Facebook group right now. I am an admin in that group, says Audric is on the Broncos World Order team. Let's get it, or let him get some carries. I get what you're saying totally. I'm pretty sure I know which admin is currently, putting in that comment. I totally understand. And like I said, I've been high on Audric this whole time. Right at this moment, though, I'm not feeling quite so confident, regardless whether or not he's on the Broncos World Order team. It makes me nervous what I saw tonight. I did not feel confident watching when it came to Audric tonight. I just didn't. So I don't know. Honestly, the running back position, I feel like very few answers. We still have just as many questions as we did going into the game as we did after the game at the running back position. That's just where I'm at.
The one thing that did surprise me tonight is I don't want to say lack of production, but that's the only way I can really explain it, from Cortland Sutton. And I'm hoping that that's just, like you say, Russ being knocked off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that he, comes back in this next preseason game with a vengeance and, has some big plays. There was that one play in the end zone that's usually a 50-50 ball that he goes up and gets, and he just couldn't.
He allowed himself boxed out. And a part of that, I think, was Bo. Bo underthrew him a little bit. Not much, but did underthrow him a bit. But we've seen Bo underthrow Court before, and Court come up with the catch. So there was that one. There was the other one along the sideline that he had it in his hands, but it was kind of in his fingertips, and when he hit the ground, he just couldn't haul it. Again, another one that you expect a Cortland Sutton catch.
Yeah. So. Like I said, that's usually the ones that he goes up and gets 9 times out of 10. And unfortunately, this was that one time that he didn't come down with it. So I think our receivers definitely have a lot that they need to improve on. But, I think our offense as a whole has a lot to improve on. So
sure. And as we start winding down to get out of here for the night, because it is getting late, how about Lucas Kroll, and how the hell was he occupied almost half the end zone to himself? How did that happen?
Oh, that was just a blown coverage.
Oh, and I don't even think that the coverage was ever there. I don't think you can blow it because you never had it. Like if you go back and watch that, there was literally almost an entire half of the end zone unguarded, and he was just standing back here going, "Hey, Jet, I'm over here, buddy." It was wild. That was crazy. You'll never see that again, I promise you. You'll never ever see a tight end that wide open by themselves in the end zone.
That play kind of reminded me of when Peyton Manning was on the team and they played the Cowboys and they ran that bootleg and he just ran in the end zone all by himself.
Like,
I literally was like, that reminds me just of that Peyton Manning play.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I mean, granted, again, preseason, so it counts for nothing. But still, that's almost that makes a highlight reel, but not because of how impressive of a play it was. That makes a highlight reel because everybody's like, that. You know what? That makes a highlight reel.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely. Here's a question for you, Johnny. Do you think so? We already know Evan Ingram's going to be probably most likely tight end number 1.
Oh, not even a question. You can't even say most likely. He's absolutely.
And then I think Kroll will be tight end number 2.
I disagree. He's 3. In my opinion, he's 3. It's Troutman. It's Adam Troutman. as number 2. Because, one, Adam Troutman, both Lucas Kroll and Adam Troutman are Peyton guys. Like, we know that. They're both Sean Payton guys. But when it comes to their on-field abilities, Adam Troutman can both pass catch as well as Lucas Kroll can, and he's a better blocker than Lucas Kroll is.
Okay, I could see that. I agree with that.
So, Adam Troutman will be number 2. There was and kudos to the 4th tight end in the room. What's his name? Oh my gosh. We saw him tonight. Not Caleb Lohner, the other Caleb.
No, Caden
yeah, sorry, Caden Prescorn. Where did he come from? I'm trying to look it up real quick. That's right. Ole Miss. Undrafted out of Ole Miss. Rookie. He caught, his first and only reception in the NFL so far was a touchdown. So that was kind of fun. And that one was thrown, I believe, but was that Sam Ellinger that threw that, or was it another Stidham throw?
No, that was Stidham's second touchdown.
That's right. Okay. So yeah, good for him. But I honestly, Caleb Lohner, I don't know what they're planning to do with him. I do want to note, because I'm high on the Caleb Lohner pick. A lot of people were so down on the fact that we took a tight end that had taken 58 college snaps and caught only 4 passes in his college career with our 7th round pick. I loved the pick because the guy, because of his background. It was very similar, Jimmy Graham, very similar to Jimmy Graham, very similar to Julius Thomas. I loved the pick. I don't know what they're planning to do with him right now. He's probably just going to redshirt this entire year. Wearing sweats.
He'll probably be a practice squad guy.
I don't even know if he makes that. It might just be redshirting in sweatpants the whole year. But in any case, I think he will be something special. But as far as the tight end depth goes, I believe we carry 3 like we have in the past. And I think in the order of succession, it goes Evan Ingram, Adam Troutman, and then Lucas Kroll. It has to, because Adam Troutman's a better blocker.
No, I agree with that.
A couple more comments here, and then we'll get ready to roll out. Is there anything else from the game that you want to hit on?
I just want to see improvement. I want to see the starters improve and come out faster. I want to see the defense keep just crushing it as always. And I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I do too. I am. There's nothing. It's the preseason. This was a preseason 1 game. And the mistakes that were made are what you would want to happen. That's like you said it earlier in the show. If you're going to make these mistakes, this time is the time to do it. And this was a quintessential preseason 1 game. That's what it was. And I don't believe that what we saw tonight is in any way indicative of what we're going to see the rest of the season at all. I don't even a little bit. Let me see. Love this Broncos World Order. I'm pretty sure my buddy CJ over there going, "Hey Johnny, love what you're doing." The super hype energy is one of many Broncos World Order definitions. And then everybody go follow Orange and Blue Network. Yes, do it. Do it. Do it now. Do it. Do it now. Right now. Go. I don't know why. I always do my impressions, man. Like, I really should start my own YouTube channel, I think, just to do impressions, because I do a lot of them.
Hey, they keep us entertained, Johnny.
Hey, my Smeagol from Lord of the Rings, Gollum, whatever you want to call him, is second to none. Here, you ready? They stole from us, the precious. Yeah.
That was spot on.
Stupid fat habits. You ruined it. I love doing it. I'm crazy like that. But I appreciate that Broncos World Order saying everybody go follow Orange and Blue Network. I'm gonna tell you how. One more again before we get out of here, and that of course is you jump on over to YouTube, Orange and Blue Network, hit that subscribe button and ding that little notification bell because you don't want to miss any of our awesome content, guys. I mean, seriously, we've got Orange and Blue Blitz Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. We got Broncos Bros on Monday at 7. Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue on Tuesdays. Broncos Talk on Wednesdays. For the Spanish speakers, we got Viva los Broncos on Fridays. We got a breaking news show. That's why you want to ding that notification bell called the Orange and Blue Fresh Squeeze. We've also got the Get Buck Game Day show 1 hour before every game and the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. And just between you and me and the Fence Post, we're probably about to add another show to our roster. So you don't want to miss out on any of that awesome content. But then, of course, also you can find us on X and on Facebook. And you can find the audio version of our podcast on all your favorite platforms. So make sure you jump on over, like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I got to remind everybody, subscribe on YouTube and share it out there to get more, to get other Broncos fans subscribed because we are just north right now of 370 subscribers. And when we reach Peyton Manning's all-time passing touchdown record, which is 539, we are giving away, courtesy of that wonderfully beautiful gentleman over there, we are giving away an authentic orange Bo Nix jersey.
No, it's not this one. It's another one.
Yeah. But it is it's from Rob over there. He gave it to the network. God bless him. But guys, seriously, it costs you nothing. Just go subscribe and you have a chance to win a free jersey. Those things are valued, and it's an authentic one. Those things are valued at like $150, man.
Look, for everybody watching, there's two things in life. There's my stuff and free stuff is always better.
That's a great way. Great way. But we thank everybody for joining us tonight. Oh, last couple things he says is it's a moral victory. All right. And Broncos World Order finishing out with Mr. Denver. Who would you say is Mr. Denver on the Broncos?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Like, I kind of feel it's got to be between Garrett Bowles, Cortland Sutton, and PS2 right now.
If I had to pick out of those three, I'd probably say Sutton.
Sutton?
Yeah.
I like it. Him and Garrett Bowles have been here longer than anybody. They came in the same class. I know Garrett Bowles. I haven't had the opportunity yet to rub elbows with Cortland Sutton. I wish I could, though. That'd be awesome. But I think I would agree. I think it would be Court. Bo Nix, I think, given another year, he'll be Mr. Denver.
He's on his way.
But as it stands right now, it's got to be. It's got to be Court. Last comment before we roll out is from Amy Hadan on Facebook. Again, if you're on Facebook, jump on over. Just take a second, jump on over to YouTube and subscribe. She says, DB4L, Denver Broncos for life. We are right there with you, Amy, and thank you for joining in. Here's to you. Welcome to the Orange and Blue crew. And with that being said, it is late, y'all, because right here where I live in Tennessee, it is midnight. And I'm old. I'm old and disabled, and I am tired. So on that note, guys, thank you for joining us for the Buck Your Feelings post-game show after the Week 1 preseason victory of the Denver Broncos over the San Francisco 49ers. We will be back with you on Monday morning for I'm gonna pull it up one last time. We will be back with you Monday morning at 11 a.m. for Orange and Blue Blitz. All right, so make sure that you are subscribed and ready to go because you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good time, y'all. Rob, thank you for joining me tonight and doing this. It's always a pleasure, and I love every second I get to interact with you, my brother.
Well, I appreciate it, Johnny. I enjoy being here on the network with you and the rest of the crew. Again, thank you to everybody in the comments, sending us love, both the pregame show and the postgame show. Again, share this out with your friends. Let them know, subscribe at YouTube, and they got a chance to win that Bo Nix jersey. So looking forward to getting on the network with you guys more, getting into some more shows, and we're gonna turn it up this year.
And here's one last thing. And here's the thing about that giveaway. Even once we reach that 539, we're going to, the moment that it ends, we're going to start another giveaway at 750 and another at 1,000. And anybody who is subscribed who hasn't won before is going to be in the running for those giveaways. So it's not like just if you don't win this Bo Nix jersey on this giveaway when we reach 539, you won't be, you'll never win anything from this. We're going to be doing giveaways all the time. But we gotta get there, and the only way that we can get there to do the giveaway, to do the drawing, which will be done live on the air, so that everybody can see that I put everybody's name in the hat and I send it through. I'm going to do it with a program, one of those. I don't know if you've ever seen those. It's like a whole randomizer program. You put every name in, you hit the button, and then it comes up with a name. I'm going to do it live on the air. It's going to be fair and completely unbiased. So for whichever subscriber gets it, there's still chances in the future. So again, subscribe and tell your friends so that they can subscribe. It costs you nothing and it takes only a second. Boom.
Tell your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your cat, your dog.
Every Broncos fan hey, have you seen Orange and Blue Network? Go check them out. Those dudes are crazy, but they're awesome, and they're doing awesome giveaways.
We're just a little less crazy on the post-game show.
No, I mean, a lot less crazy than if an L was over the Broncos logo right now.
Oh, yeah. Well,
because I'm gonna tell you, when
see me in black, if that was the case.
Yeah, well, I have a black jersey and a black Broncos hat, but
ditto.
But anyway, guys, that really truly does it for us tonight. We appreciate you joining us. The Broncos got the dub, and you know what, Rob? You know what that means? Because Dave Glassman tossed it up in the comments at the very end of the Get Buck Game Day show, and before I could see it, I feel like we need to resurrect something that we haven't done on the Orange and Blue Network in a long time.
I know it's coming.
Oh, I bet you do. We started this here, and it was always our goal that this become a thing at the stadium, and I'm still hoping. We call it the Mile High Five, baby. It is so simple. You put your arms out, I scream Mile High Five, and you clap above your head as hard as you can. So with me right now, let's close this show out with a big Mile High Five. Yes. Guys, we appreciate you. We love you, Broncos country. The Denver Broncos got it done, and we're going to continue to get it done all season long. We're going to continue to get it done right here on the Orange and Blue Network. We will see you next time. On that note, Mile High salute and go Broncos. Good night.